Now, I have had my worries about movies that Netflix have been releasing over the past couple of years. The likes of Damsel, The Kitchen, to name a few. Now, the reason for this is because they all seem to follow a similar pattern in some way, shape or form, where they haven't seemed to want to take the story or the development far enough with the elements that make up the content that we're consuming. So, my friends, with this LeBron James produced movie, have we got a blockbuster, a 50-50, or a flopbuster on our hands? Rez Ball brings a fresh take on sports dramas, showcasing the journey of a Native American high school basketball team on a New Mexico reservation as they strive for a state championship while overcoming cultural challenges and personal struggles. In the heart of the reservation, basketball is more than just a sport, it's life. The film follows the young players of the Chuska Warriors as they grapple with the loss of one of their star players and a dwindling team. With no choice but to rebuild, they push against the odds both on and off the court. It's not just about winning games, but it's also about honouring their culture, community, and the legacy of their people. As the Chuska Warriors struggle to find their footing without one of their star players, tension rises. The players face internal conflicts, self-doubt, cultural expectations, and external pressures from family and society, while also standing tall against the prejudice and hardships of life on the reservation. Rez Ball is an emotional, culturally rich sports drama, offering a unique perspective into the world of Native American high school basketball. It's a journey about resilience, culture, and unity, diving into the themes that are larger than just sport. The film stands out for its authentic portrayal of reservation life and the passion behind the game. We're getting roughly an hour and 58 minutes in length with this movie. So Netflix have definitely pushed the boundaries here when it comes to creating a lengthier type of movie. When it comes to the plot and storyline, it really kicks off in the early stages with its introduction of the tragedy. We're introduced to a basketball team that are really close and used to winning ways, along with a really well-respected coach. We have two star players that have grown up together and are pinnacle to the success of that basketball team, and it's all due to their relationship growing up off the court that has played a huge part on the court and complemented to their success. Early on in the movie, the basketball team are met with an absolutely devastating tragedy. One of the star players of the team has tragically lost their life, obviously causing a huge impact on the team, both emotionally and 100% tactically, because he was the heartbeat of that team, and that causes a seriously poor run of losing form. Jessica, who's the coach of the team, hires her old coach from when she was playing basketball back in the day, and she hires him as an assistant coach in supporting her with rebuilding the team tactically. But this is no easy job for either coaches, as they're met with further struggle. The movie really does feel gripping in its viewing experience, because the movie is based on true events, which heightens your emotions towards the movie. One of the most memorable moments from the movie is when Jimmy's mum says, "The higher you go, the greater you fall." Jimmy's mum was once a promising basketball athlete with all the potential, but ended up failing. We don't get the perspective from her on why she thinks she failed to fulfill her potential, but we do get Coach Jessica's perspective, which is that she believes that ultimately the pressure got to her, along with the shock of having to leave the reservation. This has had a significant impact on her relationship with her son, Jimmy, which is evident to see, and she is one, trying to find her way in the world so that she doesn't lose her son, and two, she's trying to get over the past, but struggling to convert the negative energy that she has become accustomed to. Jimmy's mum makes huge progress once she comes to a level of acceptance with who she is and what she has done, which enables her to move forward into a state of healing so that she can recover the relationship with her son. This moment is a real standout for me because it really does make you think about the reality of the world we live in today. People may try to justify reasoning behind why you can't go and achieve something, but really they should be focusing on how you can achieve something. Seeing this advice being given to Jimmy from his own mum really does add to the emotions that are surrounding this movie, and is really fulfilling when he's able to overcome that negativity and convert it into positivity and achievement. When it comes to the critiques of the movie, and just to be clear, this has nothing to do with the story, only the portrayal of the movie, and that is that after a successful start in drawing you into the movie, it doesn't build out the important areas enough to capitalize on building on the depth, both of the story and the characters. The movie starts off well with its opening setting of showing togetherness and community. Not long after this build has finished, we're met with tragedy that's introduced, which is also very early on in the movie, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. The aftermath of the incident is also developed well through its pacing, as this is a very raw and emotional element of the story. But as the story continues to drive to the finish, it doesn't keep up with its level of consistency that it set at the start, and with its build out of important milestone scenes as it was doing in the start. This prevents those key milestone moments, which are centered around the road to recovery, from having the impact that it deserves. I feel that the depth after the tragedy didn't go far enough in its exploration, with the fact that the story behind the movie is based on truth. I feel that depth is really important to build on the suspense for our emotions, and this is purely because I want this story to hit home for us. Of course it still does, don't get me wrong, but when I think of movies like We Are Marshall, Coach Carter, they really do this well. And I'm saying this purely because I wanted them to give us the opportunity to go deeper. Now, the movie stars Kachani Bratt as Jimmy Holiday, Jessica Matten as Heather Hobbs, Devon Sampson Craig as Bryson Bodoni, Amber Midthunder as Desba Weaver, and Julia Jones as Gloria Holiday. Now, when it comes to the standout performances and character development of the movie, I think that the depth building of the story that the movie's trying to portray is similar to the development of the characters, with the movie gravitating mainly towards two. Now, my top picks for the standout ones to watch are Jimmy and Jessica. Now, Jimmy is one of our star players in the story. His portrayal suggests that he has had to go through a lot of struggle throughout his life, and that is added to by the tragedy of his best friend and teammate. But I really do think this could have been built out further, purely to bridge a stronger connection in with that character. Jimmy lives with his mum on the reservation, following his passion for basketball. Jimmy has a really fractured relationship with his mum. This is due to her not fulfilling her huge potential in basketball, which he hasn't been able to overcome, and has instead allowed the regret to seriously disrupt her life. Adding to this is the tragic loss of his best friend and teammate, which causes disruption to his life during the basketball season, where he is then given the honour and a new challenge in an already challenging time for him to figure out, which is becoming the captain of the team and leading that team, as well as having to deal with his emotions. Jimmy, like his teammates, is on a path to recovery and growth trajectory that will make or break him. We see him in one scene get within his head, with the fears he has of repeating his mum's past mistakes, but coming out successfully and overcoming this fear. Jimmy's struggle that he's had to go through is implied directly and indirectly throughout his portrayal within this movie. It's a refreshing and motivating success story about an athlete overcoming their struggles and pushing through to fulfill their potential success. As much as this success story is an inspiring and motivating one, I feel that this could have been explored further because there are lingering questions surrounding the profile of this character. That leaves my chosen standout one to watch out of the ones to watch being Jessica. Now, Jessica, once star basketball player turned coach for the Chuska Warriors. Similar to Jimmy, Jessica has to overcome tragedy from the loss of one of her star basketball players, except the difference here is that she needs to tactically find a way to move forward with a season that's already underway. And adding even more complexity, she has to find a way, based on her duty of care and responsibility for her team, to show them the way forward and nurture them. Jessica is well respected as a coach from the team. She shows that she is firm but fair, making sure that she keeps her team grounded and humble with their performances. Hit with the tragic loss of one of her star players, she's overwhelmed by emotion, but she must also be strong for her team as she finds a new way to tactically approach their game plan moving forward. The thing is that even if she finds a foolproof game plan, she needs to get her team in a state of readiness as they are also overwhelmed with emotion. Jessica turns to her old coach, offering him a role as assistant coach to support her in finding a way back for herself and the team to adjust course back to winning ways. She doesn't kid herself to think that she'll be fine to go it alone, and turns to someone that she truly trusts for support of her and her players. Jessica not only shows strength, but empathy and understanding for what her players are going through in this really dark time. She's an inspiration because she had to deal with a lot of negative press during this really difficult run of games. On top of having her heightened emotions to deal with what she's had to go through with this tragedy, and also amplified by what all of her team had been going through. The only thing here is I really don't think that the movie went deep enough with the milestone areas of struggle to really draw us in even further and latch on to that emotional investment, because this would have been a seriously dark time for both Jessica and all of those team members. When it comes to the visual and cinematography in Rez Ball, there are some standout moments that really captured my attention, especially in how they reflect the culture and intensity of the game. One visual that stood out to me was the vibrant use of the Native American patterns that are woven into the basketball kits and set design, which really bring the team's culture to life. A particularly memorable moment is during the fast-paced gameplay. The team's uniforms with bold, culturally significant patterns combined with the vivid colour schemes of the court create a strong visual identity. The slow motion shots of ball plays, paired with the energetic music, enhance the drama, giving the audience a sense of being right in the middle of the action. The challenge for the cinematography is balancing the high energy, rapid sequences of basketball with moments that need emotional depth. The slow motion effect, while heightening tension during critical plays, could have risked slowing down the overall pacing or feeling too repetitive. By pairing the slow motion shots with powerful music and keeping the camera close to the players, the cinematography ensures that the emotion is not lost. The combination draws out the key moments, allowing the viewers to feel the weight of each play and decision while keeping the pace tight. The visual and cinematography work hand in hand in amplifying both the cultural significance and the emotional tension in Rez Ball. The patterns and colours tie into the Native American heritage of the characters, grounding the film in authenticity, while the slow motion action shots keep the energy high, leaving a lasting impact for us as the viewers. Rez Ball is based on a true story, which I love because it's absolutely inspiring. In bringing this exciting and inspiring story to the table, there are hugely important key milestone moments that happen along the way, from tragedy to the road to recovery. The story often feels like it just touches on key moments, limiting that emotional connection in with the characters. It could have gone deeper to heighten the emotional impact and fully invest viewers in the team's journey towards recovery and success. The emotional depth and character development in Rez Ball may not have reached its potential, but the story resolves by focusing on the resilience and unity of the team. The team's journey becomes about perseverance, despite the tragedy and challenges, showing how they come together on and off the court. By pushing forward and focusing on their goal, the players manage to overcome the personal and collective obstacles, making the story more about their collective willpower than the deep individual moments. Ultimately, Rez Ball leaves you with an inspiring feeling, even though some of the emotional elements could have been made stronger. The movie's core being an underdog's team's journey through hardship to victory remains a powerful message of community and strength. It's an uplifting story that motivates you to root for their success, even if it doesn't dive as deeply into the key milestone events, as well as the individual character arcs, as it could have. I give Rez Ball a 3 out of 5 buckets, meaning it's a binge-watching 50-50. So here's the binge-watching question. If you've seen the movie, who did you connect with the most out of all of the characters? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, don't forget to smash a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and follow us on social media to stay up to date with the latest content. If you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more. I'm Matthew, this is Binge Watcher. Thanks for binging with me.